Hi, good afternoon. I wanted to bring you an interview that I did 2 days ago with Madi Moye's mother following the YouTube video that was put up. It's a large creator. I don't really need to call out anybody because well, maybe I should. I mean, I've got to name the video. I'm going to be in talks with her privately as well, and hoping that she will honor this mother's request to take down the video and to let her know that these things are harmful. These kinds of veiled accusations set up in such a way that it's an insinuation. It was a clear insinuation. It really was, and she can't say that it wasn't. And it has caused this young girl a lot of trauma. So much that she has had to start therapy. So imagine that you live next door, or even worse, tucked in behind, very kind of almost hidden back there where, this is kind of scary. And these people are murdered right next door to you. Nobody knows yet who it was. This was 2 days ago. This was the day before they arrested this man. So the day before, I had a conversation with her mom over the video. The video is by Truth and Transparency. It starts out, it's the one that's titled about Xana. But in the video, he goes over I think there's 3 views of the body cam, 2 or 3. And then she said she's going to reveal a bombshell, right? She says I'm going to reveal a bombshell about where that phone call came from, the noise complaint. And then she shows the body cams, right? Then she comes back and she pauses dramatically, and she has all the eerie music playing. And the mother has commented on that as well, that eerie, spooky, dramatic, suspenseful music, that's on this video and others that kind of add to the drama and add to the clicks and views. And, it's not true, but by golly, it sure sounds cool, right? So they're in the view of the police car, and you can see people's silhouettes walking around in the dark, and there's this eerie music playing. And then the YouTuber starts reading an article from Fox News, Fox Digital, in which this young girl, Maddie, was interviewed by somebody from Fox. And in this interview, the mother does explain how that happened as well. So Maddie had answered a few questions and went on with her day, not realizing the repercussions of doing that. She's just a young girl. Well, so she reads this article, and then she adds in some information about how these girls are in the sorority now, and these girls are not. They left, and Maddie in that article was quoted as saying that she didn't see the girls as much anymore because they weren't in the sorority anymore. And then she had, dramatic pause. And then she goes, well, right after that, there's these phone calls going into the police. And they have the phone number and the address, and they go to the door and nobody answers, and oh my, this is all so dramatic. And then there was a phone call that went into the police department 10 minutes before the police arrived at this residence, because this YouTuber knows how to fill out a FOIA form. She got all the phone records from that night, and she put two and two together, made a connection that this mother said was not there, but she said that phone call had come from, and then she added another dramatic pause, the residence of this young girl who was interviewed by Fox News and who lives right behind the murder house. Wahaha. And then silence. Silence. Very long, dramatic pause. Then cue eerie music again. Roll credits on the screen. Quite well done, but a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Bunch of bullshit. This mother has explained to me that Maddie in no way, shape, or form had anything to do with anything. She didn't make a noise complaint, ever. She did, there's certain things that I'm not going to put out there because, this was a conversation between two moms as well. Some of it was interview and some of it was chit chat. But she did say that Maddie's not involved in any way, shape, or form. And this is Madi Moye. And she wanted to be left alone. This video and the interview, but more the video because it's recent and it draws connections and insinuations, not accusations now, because we're smarter, right? We all say allegedly after every slanderous statement, and that's supposed to make it okay. It does not. This has caused this young girl added trauma to losing two friends. Yes, she was friends. And it's very sad that somebody would add trauma upon trauma. And even though the video has been reported, it has been asked to be removed, it's still there. Because, you know why it's still there? She would love to delete it, I'm sure. But it's got too many views. It's got so many views. And those views equal money. So I'm going to put out one challenge here for truth and transparency to live up to their name after this video. And please do the right thing and take it down. Maddie didn't have anything to do with anything. And every day that video grows in numbers and likes and shares and comments. It is still hurting her. So I'm going to play the phone call, the interview with her. She's on the other side of the globe, literally, so I couldn't meet with her in person or anything. Nobody could. Thank God Tragedy Pimps can't show up at this mama's door. Please listen carefully to what this mother says, and please honor her wishes for her daughter and take the video down, please. And please be more careful about insinuations, because insinuations can still be legally slander. if that video were to make its way into a civil slander or libel lawsuit, they would win because the connections were made verbally, along aided with the dramatic music and the article reading and the dramatic pauses, and the insinuation was made. Whether you said from the residence or from the person, it doesn't matter. You connected a name with a complaint. You made it sound like there was, and I'm speaking to the YouTuber, you made it sound like there was bad blood and there were mean girls and there was a broken sorority, and that's just bad form. If you're, I mean, you please do the right thing. I'm just going to play the call now. I'm going to skip the beginning where we say our names because I don't want her, the mother's name, out there.
Hello. These are real people. People tend to forget when okay, again.
So bear with me while I go through this and find the areas that I want to put up here. I'm not going to play the entire phone call. I don't have to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, again, first of all, my name is on a Facebook group. Yeah, the post, and I'm going to allow for a pause right about now in the ones who made that phone, the person record stuff like this, like for interview. She said she's actually been granted a restraining order. Most people do record some are into this. I know.
Okay, now I want to make sure.
Have that saved. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry.
I'm going to play this really quick so that you know I did have her permission to record. One moment here.
By the way, I'm sorry. Before I get too far into this, I know most people do record stuff like this, like for interview purposes. But do I have your permission to record this? Okay, so I can put it on YouTube, and I'll do a little bit of transcribing of it so that it's nice and clear. Okay, so you
All right. One moment.
Commented on the post, and I'm going to allow for a pause right about now in the video so that I can put a comment. So give it about 5 seconds, and then we'll move on. But when you commented on that, I reached out and chatted with you, and you want to get the actual information out there that you come.
I'm going to put her comment on the screen for you guys to read while I continue playing her phone call. Just be aware, I will blur out her name. She doesn't want to be contacted. She doesn't want to be bothered. She doesn't want Maddie to be bothered anymore. So, but this is the real person. She did call me from a real phone number, and she has my real phone number. So I'm not going to display any of her personal information, of course, but this is the girl's mother.
You commented that your daughter was not the one who made that phone call.
She was not the one who made the phone call, 100%. And I'll just comment on mainly on the video. And I saw a comment, someone,
Okay.
former roommate, that is completely false. She was never a former roommate.
Okay.
It's just really disturbing to hear this YouTuber allude that my daughter was involved in any of this crime. She's been very distraught. She's had to go through therapy on campus. She's had to have someone with her at all times. I mean, you can just imagine living very close to something that traumatic. And she also knew some of the girls, and it's just, and then for.
Okay, hold on. I got to skip just a little bit. She and I agreed on what was going to be included and what. You know how when you're talking with a mom, you kind of forget, because I was not doing this I was doing this in a professional manner, but a casual manner as well. So we did get off track a couple of times, just as moms with 20-something-year-olds, how you do. And a couple of personal things that we shared with each other. I'm an oversharer, and she was quite a sharer as well. Very sweet mom. So I'm skipping ahead just a little bit here. Okay.
And then for this YouTuber to allude that she has involvement in the crime was just disgusting, and it just shows me what low levels people will do to get their views and likes, and it's disgusting.
Wow.
And just furthermore, my daughter's character. She's so sweet, and she wouldn't hurt a fly, and she's just a really kind, sweet soul, and it's just horrible for someone to kind of try to involve her in this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, Okay, hold on just a second. I got to review this because I'm not really sure what we said here.
I was going to send you a screenshot of her TikTok.
Okay.
Public. But I guess you already messaged her because it's just
horrible for someone to kind of try to involve her in this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, I was going to send you a screenshot of her TikTok to show you that it was still public, but I guess you already messaged her because it's private now.
Oh, I did. I got a message from you. I messaged her and I said you need private your TikTok.
Yes. I'm so glad that you did that because I've seen other people who've been insinuated and accused and such, and suddenly their social media just gets bombarded with comments and and screenshots and all that. So
I know.
Okay, so she and I were also chatting by messenger and text, and I had noticed that the girl's TikTok was still public. So I had simply just messaged her and said, hey, her TikTok is still visible. And she said, no, she told me that she privatized all her social media. I said, well, I'm looking at it. It's all there. So she had messaged her, and now her TikTok is private. That's all. That's all that was. One moment.
Well, I'm glad you took care of that. Just have her check all of that. And it wasn't really
Just a moment.
Now they're saying, oh, she hit her TikTok, so she must be guilty, right? Insinuated and accused, but suddenly their social media just gets bombarded with comments and screenshots and all that. So
I know.
Well, I'm glad you took care of that. Just have her check all of that. And it doesn't really matter because even now they'll say, oh, she hit her TikTok, so she must be guilty, right?
I know.
That's what they did to Jack Jacour. Jack Jacour was the very first one who hid all of the social media. And he did it fast. It was all gone. And
can't blame me. You can't blame them.
Yes. So he's always been the number one suspect, and I don't know. I don't understand any of it. I think that once they do figure out who did this horrendous thing, it's going to be quite a shock that it's nobody that anybody has pointed fingers to. Just let law enforcement do their job, you know?
Remember, this is the day before the arrest. This was the night before the arrest, actually. Just, I think this was at like 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night. And he was arrested like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this was just a few hours before. But, of course, none of us knew anything was going on.
I know. I just wish that they could solve this crime so all these other innocent individuals aren't being just emotionally harmed and after on top of what they're already going through.
He said she knew a couple of the girls.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not trying to cry, but
I'm going to skip past this part because this is just nobody's business. Okay, I think it's right here. I can play.
And just so everybody knows, this is Maddie's mom, and she told me that she. Remind me what you said about the Fox News lady that showed up at your daughter's door.
So the Fox News reporter just showed up at her door, and Madison was very, she was on guard, and she just had no idea she was coming. She was unannounced. She was just caught off guard, and the lady very sweetly asked her these questions, and Madison's really polite, and she just answered them honestly. She had no idea that this was going to be some national news article, and she's been attacked for it, and which isn't fair to her at all. And obviously, she regrets answering the questions, but Maddie's just very polite, and she's very naive to reporters. And
well, she's only
to get a story.
Absolutely.
But she knows now.
Good. That was what I was going to ask. She knows better now, right?
Okay, so there's that. So if you didn't hear that very well, basically the Fox News lady just showed up at her door and, hi, hey, got a couple questions for you. Really pretty, really sweet, very disarming. And Maddie just answered her questions, and she didn't realize that it was going to blow up like it did, or that it would be used later to insinuate her in making some sort of noise complaint phone call to the police. When her mom said she never made any noise complaints to anybody. One moment here. Okay, and she goes on to say that her daughter's been, well, you know what, I'm going to leave that part out. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to leave out her exact location. Okay, I don't think it says her location again after this point. I really hope it doesn't. She didn't ask me to keep it secret. And it did say where she lived on her public Facebook, but I'm not sure. Let me listen to this portion before I play this. I want to make sure. I promised her I would keep her as anonymous as possible. One moment. Okay. I think the way we talked about where she lives, it might give it away. So it doesn't really matter anyway. And then after that, we talked for another 13 minutes or so, just about mama stuff and, other things that are not really pertinent to this. So I don't need to play anymore. Give me just a moment. Let me skip down here because she did say one other thing I think might be. Okay, almost ready here. One moment. All right.
And if she wants to sit down, then I'll go with that. So in doing I'll approach it, and then I'll approach it. So I have to go the back way. It was very ugly. And then I'll approach it like a regular career. Hey, I talked to the mom, I verified that, you know what I mean? And if she wants to sit down, then I'll go with that back way as well. But no, there shouldn't be all this misinformation out there. It's just not right. And like you said, it's just for views. It's people want to be the first, relevant, the first, and get attention. Yeah, it's sad. And it's kind of tricky that, a lot of us who really do care about getting the word out, about missing children and crimes and things like that. We really do care about the truth, and we're the smaller channels. The ones who lie and put out misinformation and all these sensationalized titles and all that, they're the ones that are the really, really big channels. And shouldn't it be the other way around? Isn't it the saying they love dirty laundry? Family show? Yeah. People love dirty laundry, yes. True. That's too sad.
All right, hang on just a moment. Okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, look at me. I'm at 2,000 subs. 2,000. I have a very, very small voice on this platform called YouTube. My little soapbox is very small, but I'm still trying to make a difference, right? And I'm the one, people like me, I know several channels who are wonderful, wonderful ladies and men who should have 1 million subs because we do care. And we're not going to ever be tragedy pimps. We're not going to ever exploit a tragedy or exploit the family. So the ones who are doing that, why? Why are y'all listening to that garbage and helping them grow? Every view that you give them is money in their pocket. That's how it works. Literally how it works. Every view is money in their pocket. Why not help these smaller channels who are doing the right thing? If you want to know the name of some of them, I'll be happy to share. There's me. There's Allegedly Innocent. I love her. Love you, Jules. There is Titanium Built. Great channel. There is Southern Logic. Love that channel. I'll put a few more down in the comments. Because now, you know, when you ask a question or you think about it, you just kind of go blank. You can only remember a few, but there's several really great people who have, you know, small to medium channels, and a couple that are even a little bit larger who are really good people, but they're kind of stuck, you know, around. I know one lady is stuck right at 15,000, which is a lot. I would love to have 15,000 subs, but she's been at 15,000 subs for a while, and she doesn't understand why. She's just not growing. And I've heard that happens sometimes. And I think that most of us who, the truth just isn't as exciting, right? We're not sensationalizing anything. So there's not maybe if I'm going to add some dramatic music in here and a couple of dramatic pauses, and maybe my views on this video will skyrocket, right? Please. I need a soundboard though. Y'all, I need a soundboard. I need some cool sound effects for my videos. I do my best with what I've got, and I'm not here to have a big production. I'm just here to help get the word out on cases that need a light shown on them. That's all. And I love talking true crime. I love socializing with people who also like talking true crime. I don't think that our role is to solve anything anyway. We're here to just bring awareness to it and let law enforcement do their job. But of course, we are going to speculate here and there, but videos that outright try to make connections that are just not there and that could not possibly be there, I think that's irresponsible. And I say that ironically, the day that I put up my very first and only speculation video, but I did make it very, very, very clear that I was speculating. And because there's something that's bugging me with that, but I never insinuated or outright accused anybody of anything. There's a big difference when you speculate. Speculation and discussion and talking about theories, that's all fine as long as it's clear that that's what you're doing and you're not accusing anybody. But anyway, this video is getting way too long, so I will leave you with that. I do look forward to your comments. Please do me a favor. Do Maddie's mom a favor. Please do Maddie a favor. Like and share this video. Please. The truth matters. The truth is not exciting sometimes, but the truth should matter more than anything else. So let's help this girl heal better, heal faster, and help get the word out to that YouTuber to please just take that video down. Take a hit for the team, right? You're going to lose some views off of your monthly tally, but show that you do want the truth out there too. truth and transparency, right? Let's see the truth and the transparency, please. Please, Lana. We would all appreciate it. You can do a really great job. I love the format of some of these videos that I've seen. Not knocking anybody on a personal level. Just, this has been very hurtful to this girl and her family. Please just do the right thing. All right, guys, I will see you later. Thank you for watching.